these crazy, stupid, beloved veterinarians. Based on my qualifications, I should teach veterinarians. I should write handbooks and manuals for them, even though I myself not a vet. On the other hand, I have been blessed with them to be close to my breed of professional through my entire life. As a friend, as advisor, as a client, and partner, and even a boss. I think it makes sense to paint a few portraits of the ones I have known, as I have seen these interesting creatures through my own glasses. Dr. Robert. Hello, Dr. Robert. Would you recognize yourself in this following sketch? I guess you probably will, even if I had changed your name and a few details. Dr. Robert was a chemical engineer until his mid-30s, when he understood that this profession would never satisfy either his salary ambitions or the whims of his heart. He looked around and realized that veterinarian was exactly where he wants to be. He took stock of his savings, which were far behind in need of minimum to enter vet school here. Solution? He went to Spain, where, comparing to the US, the education was almost free. After graduation, he passed the board exam and got his license here. Being a foreign graduate, he had trouble finding a vet job. When he finally did, the salary was not even close to what he wanted. Even more, his boss was always unhappy with him, and as soon as Dr. Robert gave his slightest reason, he was fired. He had lasted at the job for only a few years, and the other nearby clinic were friendly with Dr. Robert's boss and refused to give a good position or to the fired vet. Dr. Robert desperately needed to make a living. And then one day, he got lucky and met a Russian owner of a small pet grooming shop who proposed that he provide some vet services, mostly vaccinations, to her clientele. Soon, Robert realized that he could make his money without hospitals, vaccination, and dietary recommendations. Simply wounds and ear treatment could support him and show him a way forward. Here I have to mention that later Dr. Robert would pay back his groomer by performing many favors. I met Dr. Robert during my first attempt to find a job 2 weeks after immigration. He was impressed to have an assistant with a top scientific degree in physiology. That is why he gave me the job. I was impressed by getting any American job so soon. Although he paid me less than minimum wage, at that time he was the vet happy with his life. The cash flow was rather stable, and his mistress worked in the office as a manager, and his wife, a rare example of Jewish drunk, spent the whole day in a nearby bought house. Do not worry, Dr. Robert, I haven't forgot your hobby. I'm just getting to it. Since his years in Spain, Dr. Robert has been fully preoccupied with Spanish and art and music, and even learned to play the trombone. A rather typical picture from those days. The waiting room is full of clients, and they are waiting for His Majesty the vet to treat the poor sick animals, and the receptionist is trying to calm clients with explanation how busy Dr. Robert is with some emergency operation, while loud trombone music echoes through the waiting room. Dr. Robert is playing a new opus in preparation to an event at nearby synagogue. Once I was witness to a very special situation. A guy brought a cat for treatment of a rather severe disease. This time Dr. Robert was unlucky and the cat died the following morning. Dr. Robert could not reach the owner on the phone, and later he forgot about it altogether. It was the first time the final preparation for the new musical opus to be performed at the upcoming synagogue Purim spiel. So he filled out the papers and sent the body to the crematory. A day or two later, the owner came in to visit his sick cat and were unable to present the cat. The owner was a huge, strong guy with the manners of mafia man. He grabbed Dr. Robert and gave him an ultimatum. Okay, I understand that cat could die. He was old and sick, but I want to say goodbye to him. You have 3 hours to get me his body so I can give him final kiss, or you'll be saying goodbye to your clinic. He bellowed. What to do? Dr. Robert ran to crematorium. There he found the cat that was the same color as the mafia guy's cat. The technician got ordered to bathe and brush the body in order to make it look nice. A rare and unpleasant task to groom a dead cat, I have to say. Then the body was placed on a nice pillow, and Robert invited the grieving owner to say his last words to the cat. Everything went well until the owner discovered that after death his beloved cat has changed gender. Surprisingly, most people loved Dr. Robert despite his idiosyncrasies. He did his job well. His attitude was mostly nice when his work did not conflict with his music lessons. His prices were versatile. Sometimes he would look at poor clients and gave them symbolic bill, but he did not push his heart into his work.